greatest of all time bracket. Um, Various thoughts on this, lots of talking back and forth, but I think I've created the perfect formula for this. Um, the process of basically just saying, hey, who's our top 16? Can we do a 32 bracket? We felt like 32 was a little too big. So we kind of dwindled it down to 16. The process is basically that. Basically, we all made our list. I basically looked at all of our list here. Can I add it to the stream here? Best of 16. I don't even know if we can zoom in on that. But yes, we all made our list. No particular order, just a top 16 bracket here. Brian's list was Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bret Hart, John Cena, the Rated R Superstar, Edge, Ric Flair, Triple H, Hogan, Jericho, Kurt, Orton, Ray, Rock, Roman, Savage, Shawn, Taker. My list was AJ Styles, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bret Hart, Cena, Flair, Triple H, Hogan, Jericho, Kurt, Ray, Rock, Roman, Savage, Shawn Michaels, Sting, and Taker. And Lewis's list was AJ Styles, Stone Cold Steve Austin, John Cena, Eddie Guerrero, Edge, Flair, Jericho, Kurt, Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, The Rock, Roman Reigns, Savage, Shawn, Sting, and Taker. So what I did from that standpoint was say, there's no way we can do a Steve, right? Like just putting, I didn't want to grab letters out of a hat. I didn't want to do something of that nature. How can we do this and make it fair? So what I did was take our unanimous list. The unanimous people on our list were John Cena, The Rock, The Undertaker, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Chris Jericho, Kurt Angle, Roman Reigns, Randy Savage, and Shawn. So what I did with that was organize them by how many title reigns they had, right? So, of course, the most title reigns is Ric Flair, John Cena, both with 16. The Rock has 10. The Undertaker has 7. Stone Cold Steve Austin has 6. Chris Jericho has 6. Kurt Angle has 6. Roman Reigns, Randy Savage have 6. And Shawn Michaels has 4. So what I did from that standpoint was just go, hey, I'm just going to rank them by title reigns, and that's going to be how the seeding is goes. So Ric Flair is the 1 seed, John Cena is the 2 seed, The Rock is the 3rd seed, and so forth, so on and so forth. And then our undecided list, I looked at it and I was like, all right, these can be the final 6 that we tried to pick in the last couple spots here. Of course, we all didn't have Triple H on our list. I think Lewis didn't have Triple H on his list. Yep. So Randy Orton wasn't on my list. Hulk Hogan wasn't on Lewis's list. Edge wasn't on my list, I believe. Yes. Brock Lesnar was only on Lewis's list. It wasn't on anybody else's list. Sting was on mine and Lewis's list, but wasn't on Brian's list. AJ Styles wasn't on Brian's list. Bret Hart was not on
mine.
List.
I think
Rey Mysterio wasn't on Lewis's list, and Eddie Guerrero wasn't on. Eddie Guerrero was only picked by Lewis's list. So that's how I kind of went with the undecided list. And of course, I organized them by title reigns, but I thought it would be fun if we can figure out who's those final 6 are to be in this bracket, who's going to join the greatest of all time bracket. And of course, the list here, of course, the undecided list is Orton, Hulk Hogan, Triple H, Edge, Brock Lesnar, Sting, AJ Styles, Bret Hart, Rey Mysterio, and Eddie Guerrero. And I thought, I was thinking about, is there anybody else you guys want to add to that list in terms of greatest of all time, in terms of having them a chance to get into the bracket? Is there anybody you guys can think of that could potentially be there?
Daniel, aren't you going to add Goldberg?
It was daunting. He does have the longest win streak in WCW history. It was tempting. But no, I couldn't do it. There is one person, just to start it off, there is one person I thought of who has been in every promotion, has done everything. Mick Foley.
Big Show.
The Big Show also, like, I'm surprised how many title reigns he had. I think it was 7. I think it was 7 title reigns.
I was thinking about Mick Foley too. I'm not gonna lie. I just, I didn't see how. I don't remember how many.
Not in the top. If it was if I had a top 20, then yes, Mick Foley. But not in the 16. Not in the 16.
Yeah, like that was one guy I thought about
I had to leave out
for a while because just his history, what he's done in the business, actually overcoming being a hardcore legend and stuff like that. So that was one guy I thought about. Is there anybody else you guys can think of?
Razor never won the title, right?
No.
No, I know he only won IC, but
like one of the biggest letdowns of WWF was not putting the strap on him. WCW, same thing when he was sober. Of course, he had his addiction and stuff like that.
I mean, I think it was coming though. I think it was coming, but by that point, WCW he had already left for WCW. But I think it was
Yep. But it's just like when I think about Razor Ramon, rest in peace, of course, Scott Hall. When we think about what he's done, like I was watching some of the early WCW stuff when they came in, the Outsiders came in, and I was just like, crazy. This guy is huge. Like he was a beast. Like his punches, like everything, like Scott Hall, like they made him like a joker, but it's like, yo, this guy was a beast. And it's just crazy when you think about like he's never gotten that opportunity. It's crazy.
Let me think.
CM Punk.
I had a long argument with somebody about CM Punk. And
how many reigns did he have? Like 3?
I think he had like 3. Yeah, because the last one was that record one.
Yeah.
He had 4 because he had the world championship twice, and then he had the
ECW title.
Oh no, we're not doing that. But yeah, I had a long argument with somebody about CM Punk, and they're like, "Yo, he's the greatest. Like he's in the top 5," and I'm like, I can't get there. I love CM Punk. I love what he's done.
I mean, if we're talking match quality in ring wise as a technician, CM Punk is top 10 in that aspect. But that's where it stops. Mike skills.
Is he?
I mean, we're looking at
one of the great skill wise. He's definitely
good. He's good in ring. I think his talking is better than his ring work, of course. But ring wise, is he better than Chris Benoit? No. Is he better than Daniel Bryan? I can't get there. Is he better than Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero? I can't get there. Like, there's a lot of guys that I'll put in front of him ring-wise. Like, I love CM Punk, but I just couldn't get there. I couldn't get there, man.
And see, I base CM Punk off of his old stuff. The new stuff, him coming back, whatever.
Indie work, like he's an indie legend. He's an indie legend, like no question.
Yeah, and like his mic work was crazy. Like, and he was one of those people that you honestly couldn't tell where he blurred the lines. Like, is he really talking shit about this person right now, or is this actually a work, like, a shoot or whatever? But yeah, his mic work incredible, and then to have that was probably the longest reign in however long, during a time, like. So I'm surprised we actually didn't throw him in there, but.
I'm surprised. The thing that when you talk about reigns and stuff like that, Triple H's reign of terror, like he dropped the belt before. I'm surprised how many times he dropped the belt like that.
Exactly.
I felt like Triple H had the fucking chokehold on the titles for fucking ever, and I hated it.
I mean, he was
you guys get to see a lot of pay-per-views. I didn't every fucking Monday, and he's still that champ. And I'm like,
exactly. I'm still pissed about it too. I'm still pissed about it.
That was back in the day when you literally had to wait and see, because nobody was surfing the internet for fucking wrestling and shit like that at that time.
No.
Exactly.
But it's just like when every Monday you saw it, and then they show the little preview before Raw, and it's like, he's still the champion. I'm like, oh,
how?
You gotta be kidding me! Like,
so Lewis, you must have been really happy when Goldberg beat him, then, huh?
Back then, yes.
Oh man! Like even when you think about Goldberg, like in the Elimination Chamber, where it was like, oh, he's definitely gonna win, and then Triple H gets the sledgehammer and he jacks him. I'm like, damn! Like he survived that shit. Like, damn! How's this?
Every time Triple H got the sledgehammer, I'm like, this man's winning. He's gonna win. There's no kicking out. There's no nothing.
But when you think about reigns like that, it's like, yo, he didn't have it like like a year or anything like that, but it felt like it because he was the champion like literally every other month. Yeah. But yeah, I couldn't think of anybody else. And of course, let me just put for a disclaimer. Like this is before this is after everything after 1980. So that's basically WrestleMania 1, Hulk Hogan, Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, guys like that. Like we're not going to recognize Bruno Sammartino and Pedro Morales and all these other guys, Bob Backlund. Like we're not doing that. We're not getting into all that.
Bob Backlund is a favorite of my family. Okay. We like Bob Backlund.
Wow.
Oh man, Bob!
My brother used to put me in his finishing move all the time and be laughing.
Chicken wing.
Yeah. Oh my god! Don't remind me.
Laughing, snapping like. So
my brother used to Bob Backlund familiar. Nelson with a Cobra Clutch. Oh my god!
Yo, I love doing the figure four to people. When I used to work in DYS and these little fucking kids would be like, yo, step in my room, bro. We just do wrestling. I put them on the walls of Jericho. Funniest shit ever, bro.
Oh shit.
Bro, those are some good times.
Put them in the master lock.
The master lock. I used to give my brother the crossface.
Oh my god! Used to just jack me up. Those poor kids, man. Poor little kids, man. Man. But it looks like we got at least the guys in consideration for the final 6. So I thought that can be the conversation